Hello boys and girls, this is Bluesboy Jag coming at you. This is a 3-string dog bowl humbucker resonator cigar box guitar by Bluesboy Jag. So I sell a lot of these. This is a Padron 7000 box. And that is the dog bowl. It's a real dog bowl, upside down. That right there is the bridge, which is a piece of wood and a bolt glued to it, stuck right in the right spot. It's a floating bridge, so when you change your strings, that bridge will fall off, and you put new strings on it. It's held in by the strings. It's a floating bridge. They've been around for hundreds of years. They go back to the early violin making days, 1700s, 1600s, I don't know, something like that. Humbucker pickup, very quiet, no hum. Red oak neck. As you can see, 3 strings, Bluesboy Jag logo. The string trees that hold those strings down on this end are actual screws. And the nut right there is a bolt. It's old school style. That's how I make all of them. This little doohickey there pulls the neck down just a bit, and it kind of stabilizes the neck. Signed and numbered. This one is number 4669. Number 9. Screws are wrapped around those, the strings are wrapped around those screws. You can't really wrap screws around strings. When you replace the strings, you don't unscrew the screws, you just clip the wires, clip the strings off. Let's get this out of the way. And you put new strings on. And you tune it just a million trillion different ways. That right there is the strap holder, by the way. 1/4-inch jack, 1 volume control, old school style, very simple. This is what it sounds like. Y'all are just like, shut up, play the damn thing. So here we go. Some Indian sitar music there. There's some blues right there. You can play all sorts of different styles on these doohickeys. So let's play some slide. I'm not very good at playing slide with a pick. FYI, here's the last slide. Slide is not going to have as much sustain as a metal slide. Porcelain slide's kind of in between. Now, keep in mind, since this is a resonator guitar made out of a dog bowl, it's a whole different ball game. If you've never played a resonator, it's kind of hard to explain. If you know what a resonator is, then you know what I'm talking about, and you can just kind of plug your ears. But you get a whole different sound when you play slide on a resonator. The sustain is totally different. It's sort of a banjo, kind of, sort of. Anyway, shut up, Jag. Just play. Now you hear that sustain? There is sustain, but it's not like electric guitar cranked up, super distorted. You know, the that a lot of people like to do. That's because of the resonator. It has a shorter sustain, sort of, kind of, but not really, but kind of, sort of, kind of. if I wanted to do a pretty heavy slide and get that grinding sound, I could do it on a regular guitar with its current amp setting. Not so much on this one. It's not going to sustain the same way, which is a whole, nothing bad. It's not a defect. It's just different. It's supposed to be different. It's a resonator. Right, so I hit that chord. Now, if I had a lot of distortion and I was playing Stratocaster, Telecaster, blah, 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 with a lot of distortion, it'd be, and it literally would sit there and go for about an hour and a half if I could stay awake that long. But because of the dog bowl, it's a whole different sound, and that's a good thing. It's just a different sound. It's not bad. It's not a defect. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, it's good. It's supposed to do that. Anyway, so let me crank up some distortion, get a little bit of a different sound. Now that sustains a little longer. Again, not nearly as long as a regular guitar with the exact same amp setting, but not a resonator. A regular solid body guitar would be just like, and it would do that for an hour and a half. You can see that fades away relatively. Whoops, sorry about that. I lost my little stand there. It fades away relatively quickly compared to other types of guitars. Let's see if I can do this with my stapler. It's sitting on top of my stapler. So I put it right there, stapler, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, bloody, bloody, yaggity, smaggity. It's a whole different sound. Now here's a clean tone. That's not a clean tone. There you go. Relatively clean. Now listen to this slide. It's even less sustained than those other two options. But it allows you to do all sorts of cool stuff. Now let's take that reverb off so you can really hear it. See how quick that chord fades away? Again, that's not a bad thing. That's a different thing. It's kind of like the difference between playing a song with an electric guitar with some distortion and an acoustic guitar with no distortion at all. It's the same song. It's just a different sound. And that is the resonator sound. That is the resonator sound on any resonator that you'll pick up in the store. Obviously, this is not going to have the same tones, overtones, and sustain and so forth as a $2,000 resonator, but that's a resonator guitar right here. It's a 3-string made out of a friggin' cigar box. So it gives you that resonator sound. There's a pretty good sound there. Gives you that resonator sound. Just like a quote-unquote regular, real resonator. This is a real resonator, by the way. When people say real guitar compared to cigar box guitar, these are real guitars as well. It's a guitar. It's just a guitar made out of cigar. But doesn't mean it's not real. Rant, blah-de-blah. So there's a pretty clean tone. It's got that banjo kind of sound. So anyway, bloody, yaggity, smackity, shut up, Jag. You just go on and on and on about these things. Got your fret markers right there. Numbered right there. And it's signed right there. There you go. Anyway, there you go, folks. I sell a ton of these. This past Christmas and maybe past 6 weeks, I think I made 6 of these. They're blowing up on the interwebs. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your kind support and toodles.